Hello everyone. In one of our last videos, I showed you how you can perform data quality validation onto a filing to Security and Exchange Commission in the United States. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can perform a similar data quality validation to a filing to Europe, that's the EU region, how they adopted XBRL and how they go about data quality. So the first major difference that we are going to see is that unlike the US demography, whereby the major taxonomy that is in use is US GAAP, and we have some other taxonomies that are based on US GAAP taxonomy. In Europe, what is really in use is what is known as ESEF, that's ESEF, which I believe stands for Standard, European Standard Electronic Format or something like that. And it's really an extension of the IFRS taxonomy, so it's kind of closer to what we use in Africa. So gradually, we are getting closer to Africa. We started with US, we are now doing Europe, and we'll see how it goes in subsequent videos. So let me share my screen. So as I said, one thing you should take note of is that ESEF taxonomy, which is released annually, is an extension of IFRS. So for you to make use of it, I mean, the times I've used it, I always ensure that I have IFRS taxonomy added to my Arelle. But what we want to do right now is not about creating a report. It's not about creating an XBRL report, but it's validating a report. So I have a report that I created with one of the Excel template that I have. I created an XBRL report, so I want to validate it. Yeah, so without wasting much time, let's get down to it. I believe you can see my command prompt. Yeah, so let me go to where I have Arelle installed. Then I would run the following commands. Yeah, so I'll start with Arelle CMD. One thing I would say is that the only reason why I'm seeding into the folder for Arelle is because I have not added this particular command to parts. If I should add it to my current parts, I will not need to seed into this folder. I'll be able to use this command from anywhere. I mean, that's one of the advantages of why I feel like Linux environment is easier to run some of these commands. Even though you can have path issues in Linux, but it does a lot of these things by default. So I want to specify that I will be making use of this plugin, Validate ESEF plugin. So this is the plugin I'm using to perform the validation. And I also want to use a disclosure system. If you are not an accountant or you know nothing about accounting, you might want to read about what disclosure system means when it comes to filing. Then I'm performing a validation, so that's why we are using -v, and I'm using my disclosure system ESEF for that validation, as well as the plugin, the Validate ESEF plugin. Then I am specifying the file that I want to validate, the reports. So I already created this these reports. It's just a demo report that was created, and this is all I really need to do. So with this, I can perform my validation on using the validator from ESEF. So it's also it's like data quality rules that ESEF provides are what I'm using. So let's see if the validation will be passed successfully. I'm clicking the return button now. It's going to take a while. As I said, you can see the activation of the plugin was successful, and it also tells me the version um, of the plugin that I have. Take note that this particular report was created since 2021. It was created since 2021. So some of the validation rules might have changed. Some things that were allowed then might no longer be allowed now, especially since the version I'm using is the current version. You can see it's 2023 here. So we can see some of what we have, some of the information. You can see that domain numbers must have domain item type data type as defined in XBRL, blah, 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 blah. That's one of the errors, domain member wrong data type. So it's part of the data quality rules. Then we have another one, instance validation exception, time data ext does not match formats year, month, dates. That's another issue. So we can see how this validation is done. So I believe with this short video, you can see the structure of the command on how to perform a simple validation. Probably in another video, I would get a more updated XBRL report and run the same validation on it, and we'll see what a successful validation will be, the kind of information that we'll get from a successful validation. I hope you find this video helpful. We are gradually coming to Africa and see how validation is run, how data quality is done when it comes to digital financial reporting.